Hey, what's good people? Jay Glass moving back for another episode of The Pulse with your usual crew, Motley Crew. It's a good Motley Crew though. I'll put it in that fashion. It's not like the older Motley Crew terms or the rock group Motley Crew. Those guys were problems. There was issues. Whatever the case, we here, we back for another episode. So we're about to get things started. Steph, good to see you as always. Glad you're here at the top of the hour, and you on with us. Very excited about that. So as always, I will ask as we go around, how is everybody doing? Starting in that upper right hand box with Steph and Lynn. How are y'all doing?
We're doing good.
Good.
Happy to be here. I was like, what y'all gonna be talking about today? Plus, like a little bird came in my ear and was asking me, how come your name up there and you ain't never up there? I said, I'm in the back sometimes. So, hey, I'm here.
Good. Happy that you're here. Happy that you are here. Lynn.
Yes.
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Good. No complaints. Life is lifing, but we continue on. We soldier on.
Indeed. I'll save Rich for the next go round. Wig.
What's up, man?
How's your week been so far?
Shit, can't get no better than this. I can't complain. People got it worse than what we got.
Yeah, you sound like you retired or something.
Just a little bit.
you speaking that like you okay waking up on the first of every month.
Yeah, honestly, what I tell you though, man, is it do feel good to know you don't have to go to work and know your bills being paid. So that's all right.
That is true. That's true. I'm with that.
Still married though. I can't get him to leave.
Still submitting the marriage DA-31.
Yeah, you have to renew it every 5 years.
I got you.
No, but I'm good though, bro.
He's an American.
All right. Give me 1 second. Rich.
Let's get to it.
Let's get to it. And getting to it we shall. So, I don't know if you all saw any of what the president was talking about today after he stormed. I believe it was after he stormed out of the Supreme Court hearing about the 14th Amendment. But he gave a brief presser, right? And it's just oddly enough, it coincides with what we were talking about. But he began to talk about the situation in Iran and his take on it, so on and so forth. But long story short, I have not heard an exit strategy or plan as of yet. And so my question that we'll start out with on the panel for this first move is, why are we still in Iran? Why are we still there? And I'll start that with you.
You said me?
Yep.
Okay. We're still there because of the look. In leadership training, you learn to discipline yourself, to be self-aware about not looking bad and worrying about looking good, and which one of those will dominate your choices. So right now I believe we're in the throes of not looking bad, and versus doing something to look good. There's really no good look for us at this. If you take the snapshot right now, there is no good look. We're in In tennis terms, we're in no man's land. And no man's land is that part between the baseline and the net where you're not sure whether to push in forward or retreat back so you can, let the ball bounce and you can return it. I apologize for the tennis analogy, but
no, I like it. I dig it.
It's in my blood. And I just feel like every day we're dealing with the stuff here in America, like the decision earlier today. And then I believe he's on tonight. He might be speaking right now, addressing the nation. I'll find out what he said afterward. But right now we're still there because to retreat at this moment is a very bad look to Iran, to our allies, and to our buddy Israel.
Yeah, those guys.
You remember them?
Yes.
That little country in the Middle East that we send billions of dollars to every fiscal year.
Yeah.
Because we love them.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said that because, there's a lot of people who have been upset about the United Nations voting to label and call the transatlantic slave trade the worst human atrocity. Go ahead.
Trigger. Free country. Trigger. Trigger.
It's a lot of people triggered, right? And so there's a lot of people who are upset about that. They're upset that there could be financial responsibilities coming from multiple countries, although our country, Argentina, and Israel voted against it. And then there was another 50 plus countries that abstained, right? That didn't want to have anything to do with it. But people have become horribly upset that there could be some form of financial monetary gain given to a pot for the betterment of the ancestors of that atrocious action, but everybody's okay with the survivors of the Holocaust. And this isn't trying to compare in a malicious form. It's just an honest observation. But they're okay with the survivors of the Holocaust or the survivors' families, those heirs of the Holocaust, still receiving reparations from those actions, right? They've been okay with the Japanese families who suffered at the hands of America putting their people in internment camps. They're okay with that. And of course, the Native Americans, they are okay with that in certain forms and fashions, right? Farmers, American farmers, the 5 civilized tribes, the form of reparations that they were given, the Seminole Indians, because of the backlash of slavery when fighting against white America. Oh my goodness, there's tons of people have received reparations, but on this one issue, there's an issue that people can't get over and can't get past, right? So yes, we send $3 billion at least annually, $3 billion off the top of my head, at least annually to Israel. During times of conflict or war, we send 16 billion. We've sent 16 billion. And that's not accounting for any form of munitions, anything of that nature. That's financing. That's giving them while we're still suffering from a body of government that can't figure out healthcare for American citizens, that can't figure out why American citizens should be able to simply vote unimpeded, be it by mail or in person. But we'll send $3 billion. Anyway, I didn't mean to get on that soapbox, but yeah, like Richard was saying, triggered. It's a little triggering, but what you got, Steph? I saw you raise your hand.
I think that the United States is still over there because our opponent was not studied accurately. Don't know how to leave because if you, like Lynn said, trying not to look bad, trying to figure out an exit strategy without looking like a punk, so don't know how to leave. Probably shouldn't have went over there. All of this is going on, and I just think that there's some confusion there, and they're just trying to think of a strategy, maybe even waiting for something to happen, or dare I say, create an aversion to where we will exit without looking like idiots.
Yeah. Okay, Rich, what is your take on it all?
Well, first, let me start with a yes or no question.
Uh-oh.
All right. This okay. I'm game.
Uh-oh. How controlling of you, Richard?
Lynn, so Lynn, I have to ask you a yes or no question. Is that the boss or the CEO sitting next to you? Yes or no?
Oh,
Is that the boss or the CEO sitting next to you? Yes or no?
Who is the question posed?
He's asking me, are you the boss or the CEO sitting next to me?
Right. I'm asking Lynn, is that the boss or the CEO sitting next to you? Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna agree with Lynn. I'm gonna agree with because the question's all jacked up to begin with, but he already knew the answer. So I'm going to agree with Lynn and Stephanie. And I feel like my answers tonight will be all over the place.
Why is that?
Because number one, I don't believe we should have gone over there. That's the first thing. So I disagree with President Trump on going to Iran.
Okay.
Number two, even though I agree with Lynn and Stephanie, I hate that we're over there. But now that you're there, finish it. So it seems like I'm being hypocritical because one minute I'm saying we should not have gone over there to begin with. But like Lynn and Stephanie say, if you leave now, it's going to make you look bad.
Well, the way that they leave, you got to be strategic on how you leave. And I don't think that has been figured out yet in a way to not look bad.
So I agree. So now I'm caught because I hate that this particular president took us over to Iran because he thought he could just run over there and throw himself or maybe one of his body parts into the wind and then everything would be great. But you can't take on Iran the way you took on Iraq or those other countries, in my personal opinion.
I agree.
Like I said, he didn't study it well enough.
And then I'm going to stop here with this part. You said that that we send $3 billion to Israel, and then in times of war or in conflict in the Middle East, we send them $16 billion. I'm gonna stop there. I have to stop.
Okay, we'll come back to it.
I don't want to be accused of one thing
being anti-Semitic.
Well, we see no party preference. We see that. No, I'm just kidding.
right. But I, because y'all asked me last year about when they had to go back and attack Palestine because they were attacked on October 7th, and I supported Israel and its right to defend itself.
Yeah.
But now I'm saying I have a problem because we give this money automatically every year, $3 billion to Israel. I have a problem with that. So one minute you asked me on one particular situation, I was quote pro-Israel, but now on another situation regarding Israel, now I'm anti-Israel. So I'm all over the place tonight.
But let me surmise what I hear you saying, because I don't hear you saying that you're anti-Israel. I think that by definition is something totally different than what you're describing, right? I just see you putting things in perspective, objectively in some instances, and in others subjectively, as it weighs in on your moral beliefs according to the situation, right?
Some people in this country will say, Richard, if you don't believe in giving money to Israel, are you one, anti-Semitic? Are you two, not for supporting our allies, particularly our number one ally in the Middle East? And I said this as the president of Local 1000. I still say this now as the president of Local 1000. I hope they're listening. I'm pro-Israel and I'm pro-Palestine. I want peace, and not just short-term peace, even though my religious convictions tell me we will never have long-term peace in the Middle East. But those are my religious convictions, and I may be wrong. I may be wrong.
See, Richard, if you were a parent, you would have had at least one child start playing basketball and then in the middle of the season want to quit. And that's where you got to stand up and tell them, no, you're going to finish the season. If you don't want to play after that, that's fine. You know, Jay Glass, you ever had a child of yours start playing an instrument?
Yeah.
And then the instrument starts to get to
collect dust.
I did it when I was a kid. I started playing the trumpet, and my lips started getting numb on me on a regular basis.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not going to be what's his name with the big Dizzy Gillespie. But Mom said before I take that trumpet back, I'm going to finish all them lessons because she had to rent it in the first place, and it wasn't cheap. So
we started piano lessons, and we wanted to quit because our piano teacher had bad breath.
Oh.
That's a showstopper.
She stand over like this with the keys, and we were like,
yeah.
But she made us finish. And
punishment.
You need to do something about that.
I didn't know what to do but cry. It was cigarettes, coffee, and something else. Frustration
and cocoa butter. Trying to teach kids how to play the piano. But yeah. So okay, let me and we're gonna get to you on that question in a second. But I think we have to from a position of war and understanding risk to mission and risk to soldier, right? Or in this case, risk to armed forces. What that flash to bang looks like for removing ourselves intelligently, strategically from that foxhole. Mm-hmm. Because again, we haven't really settled on any justification for being over anywhere, especially if we look at this from the premises of last summer when we had already destroyed everything. We annihilated everything tremendously in his words. They didn't have any more relevant uranium, so on and so forth. So what we haven't, how we can't even get to a point or a position or a place of saying we've won anything when no objectives were actually set out in the first place.
He claimed, President Trump claimed. Well, wait a minute, hold on. I thought he claimed he wanted to. He said, well, wait. First he said, or second he said he doesn't want regime change. But first he said he wanted the Ayatollah removed. Yeah. Then he said he also wanted to ensure that they didn't no longer have an imminent threat for nuclear capability. Mm-hmm. But I thought, like you said last summer, we had taken that threat of imminent nuclear capability. But then somebody else said, either him or President or Vice President Vance said they were within 2 weeks. Oh, they claimed that Iran told the U.S. they were within 2 weeks of being able to have a nuclear weapon at 90% or 60%.
So their uranium was enriched at 60%, right? Which was the roughly the levels that they were given by the international community.
So they told our negotiators that within 2 weeks they could go from 60 to 90. Now that's what's being reported on mainstream. News media. And the reason I say that is this: every time we talk on this show, which is a good thing we do, we have to quote if it's on the mainstream or the fringe, and then we have to say, even if it's from either side, if you trust that particular mainstream or fringe site when we quote information, even when we go on the internet, We have to say where we got it from, and if you believe in that particular source. There.
Well, I trust behavior, right? Not only do I trust behavior, but I trust programmed behaviors as well. And here's why. For the last year and a half, whenever a deadline has come up, we've heard consistently, we will do this, something's going to happen in about 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Everything is 2 weeks. And so if I have to weigh in the balance whether or not this comment came from the Iranians at the negotiation table, which they're not, or the behavior of a president who has used consistent language, because that's his behavior, that's his programming, I'm going to say that's a lie once again. That's something that he came up with, like the Sharpie shit.
Oh yeah, and we're getting a new health insurance plan in 2 weeks.
In about 2 weeks, right?
When Rich was trying to describe what was going on or answer, was it even a question asked or make that statement? It
The
sounded
reason why
like,
we had to go over there.
Yeah.
it sounded like he was trying to
Give the reasons.
no, like like with your family, when you go to a family reunion or a picnic, it's like, who is that? Well, that's your cousin's mama.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, that's what it's just so much confusion. And then you be like, okay, that's your family. Like you said, look, whatever he says is
Because
yeah.
you got to remember,
This normally works best when you pick one of those things and you stay with it. Be it regime change, be it nuclear capability, be it we want to save the people of Iran from destruction. You know,
Forget the women.
right?
So that, yeah.
Exactly. So you got to pick one of
That was
those,
another one, the women.
and you got to stay with that. And everybody on your team, when somebody shoves a microphone in their face, they have to stay with that team, and that has not happened here. Everybody's saying, you know.
I think a good answer also is we don't know. Just like he don't ask him again. Ask him again.
Well, I know that he has done his entourage of two big shoes, both JD and Lil Marco, bad. I can't believe he got them folks out there, these grown ass men out here with them shoes like that on global TV. Anyway.
what do you mean? Hold on, wait.
Yeah.
Rich, don't tell me you got a pair. Wait a minute.
No, I got nice. Hold on, I got some nice.
You got floor shine.
No, I got some.
Your heels.
No.
Your heels ain't drowning.
Hey, but hold on, wait a minute. The shoes. I don't make fun of no man's shoes.
Oh, I am today.
Because
Taylor special.
I know deep in my heart between Marco, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, and Vice President J.D. Vance, and all the rest of them, at the end of the day, they got their health care paid for, they want for nothing, and they have a legacy of money to leave to their children.
But then why don't they have enough integrity to say, hey, sir, I appreciate the shoes, but no.
Free shoes.
You know what? And I think that's a front, because we all know if they want to go out here and buy $300 or $400 pair of shoes with those $3,000 to $4,000 suits they wear, they could do that. I think that's a front.
Hey, La Marie. It reminds me of well, it's because I have a sense of humor, especially sometimes when I'm uncomfortable or just don't understand or don't care or tired. Glory, when they finally got their boots, they didn't care. They just had on some shoes. Remember the movie Glory?
Yeah.
They got their boots and
Oh,
thought that because they got boots that they fit, and you learn at the end that they were just happy to have shoes, and Denzel's were all small and his feet were messed up, and I think that
I hated that. I hated that movie.
Huh?
I hated that movie. When I saw Denzel crying in that movie, I said, nope, I don't like this. Keep that out.
Wasn't gonna be your jam, huh?
Now I start crying.
Oh, I thought it was
awesome. It was
with
awesome.
the whole thing. With
Well,
the
I'm sure it was, but I don't want to see my star crying on the movie.
I know.
Oh man.
Oh God. Yeah, it was an excellent movie, and every time we watch it, we still cry. But with those shoes, I think some of those people are just wearing them whether they fit or not. And with the person who gave the gift, I don't think he cared if it was their size or not. It's because he wanted to give some shoes for whatever reason.
If someone is trying to buy me something and they bought me some little shoes, and I maybe those shoes cost $2,000 or $3,000. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
like, look, Rich, if you are allergic to flowers, and every holiday I buy you flowers, there's a problem there if you don't know that I'm allergic to flowers, but you think it's a good thing because of the gesture. But when you really look at it, I don't do flowers. Or if you buy me chocolate, you know, I'm lactose intolerant. I'm like, is it really a good gift? Or is
No.
So President Trump bought those shoes for them, right?
Yeah.
That's the word on the street.
No, he didn't buy those shoes.
you know somebody gave me
Florsheim said, "Let me hook you up," like kids in college basketball with Nikes, and he just sent them all shoes for everybody, like he was Oprah, and people just put the shoes on regardless of fit because he sent you the shoes and you didn't want to get asked, "Where's your shoes at?" I sent you new shoes. Where are your shoes?
Just like on Glory, when they had to wear those shoes, they were just happy to have shoes. And it didn't matter if they fit or not. And later on, we realized that Denzel, La Marie's uncle, no, since that was your, that was everybody, man, girl. But yeah, it didn't
Denzel
even
was
matter.
comedian.
You know, if that were happening for Denzel in that movie, that was happening for more than just him. Because you just got them, you know, you got in where you fit in. You know what I mean?
Well,
A bunch of shoes that were sent.
to me, I don't know if Lynn knows this, but in the business world, usually when you were to come out with some nice pair of shoes, they're usually some type of high-priced brown shoe, not black. They're brown.
Yeah.
And I got some, and I know the money I spent. And just like there's certain shirts, there's certain white shirts. I can tell you the politicians, like there's certain white shirts that I recognize. So, when you want to spend money on a nice pair of shoes, they're normally going to be brown. They will not be black. They'll be brown.
Yeah, because they got to catch. They got to be eye catching. So,
yeah. And you know, and same for the shirts. There's a shirt called like the Ralph Lauren shirts. I can recognize them sometimes. The Charles T. Reed, if I'm saying that British name right, it has a certain look to it. John McCain wore those shirts, and they starch up really nice. So with those black shoes, and you're saying the Florsheim, maybe you're right, but you can't really tell.
Well, I just know that's where the shoes came from.
Oh, okay. Well, then they're probably are.
They're Florsheim. They're Florsheim because he's friends with them.
The company is suing Trump. What is that? Oscar?
I'd have to look into that, Oscar. I'd have to look into that. I'm not sure. But what I do know is that generally speaking, when people get you gifts, there's thought put into it.
Yeah. What are we uniformed? Is that the thought that we're uniformed? We're a team? What is that? Why would you buy matching shoes other than the NBA doesn't even have to match shoes?
Yeah, but that's a sign of him trying to show his power. Because if one of them bought him a tie that wasn't all black or red or orange, or if it was some type of high design tie,
Paisley.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Paisley. Would he wear it?
No.
And
would they say, "Otis, where's that tie I got you?"
he ain't
Right.
They wouldn't ask.
This is what gets me aggravated. So when people watch the show, sometimes you'll see me defending Trump, and then sometimes you see me going in because it depends on the issue. But
Sure.
I've always said that I'm a straight shooter. And one thing I would say is, I wish that man, Mr. Tim Hennessy, could come on. See, I wish he could come on this evening.
Tim ain't gonna come on here.
Yeah, that's fine. Because I have a way of, and I bet he watches the show, right?
I don't know, but we talk a lot. He's on a level. He's one of my brothers out in California.
Oh,
he was out in California. He's now since moved elsewhere.
So wait a minute. So he's on the level, right? Well, that's so funny that you say that because the history of. Okay.
Yep.
Because
So
I have
that's
a feeling that Mr. Hennessy is an Irishman, if I'm correct. Because Hennessy is an Irishman.
Okay,
Yeah,
girl.
he's
Possibly,
Irish.
I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure. You can ask him. You can ask him. Did his family come over as slaves, and they kept
No.
their last name?
No,
No.
there is no such thing as an Irish slave.
Well, hold on. I said I'm gonna be well behaved tonight. So
Oh.
you can ask him, did his family, when they kept their Irish last name, did they come over as slaves in the first period, or was that period after the potato famine, the first one or the second one in Ireland? You can ask him those questions because I have a great reverence for certain Irish people who are not racist or prejudiced. Because because two of those people gave their lives for this country, and they're called the Kennedy Boys. So I wish that Mr. Tennessee could come on so we could have a talk about how many people actually died in the Civil War. Because that Civil War situation, that the foundation of the war was about slavery, and how that war and that fight, is that similar to the war we have over in Iran right now, Mr. Hennessy? Or do you think we should just come on home, or should we stay over there in Iran and regulate Iran?
Oh goodness.
And could he tell me the comparison between the quote, this undeclared war, because only Congress can declare war, how does that relate to the enslaved Africans that came to America? Could he show me the difference? I'd like to hear him say that.
He won't be able to, and I generally don't speak for people, but he won't. He'll pivot. I know he'll pivot because he pivots every time we get into conversations like that. But
Okay.
I put the link in the chat. So if Rich wants to come on, because generally speaking, Rich and I, we go back and forth because we're on opposite sides of not. I'm not going to say aisle because I'm not really in the aisle on the side, but he's.
You in the balcony, y'all. You in the balcony.
That's what I feel like sometimes. But Rich he's a Trump supporter. I don't want to call him MAGA, but I'll call him MAGA. Our other brother, Oscar's not MAGA, right? But Oscar's also not so much a Democrat. Anyway, it can be. That's why our conversations are.
But wait a minute, I'm mad at the Democrats tonight too. So I'm mad at
Yeah. We'll get there. Wig. Everybody watching you play the game, Wig. They're trying to figure out when you tapping in. So I guess let me pivot over to you and ask you the question now.
Go ahead. What is it?
Hell, I almost forgot. Okay, all right. So give me a second. So when you say independent, I want to clarify. When you say independent, Oscar, you're not saying that you are a part of the independent party, but you are no party preference.
No party.
NPP.
NPP.
So let me get back to my banner so I can remember. That's what it was. Why are we still in Iran?
Right.
Why are we still there?
You asking me?
Yep. It's on you, buddy. It's on you.
Wait on you, Wig.
Hey, because we all know he don't know how to get out. But how I say he get out, he lied his way in, he lies his way out. No matter what he tell you, it's gonna be a lie. No.
Okay.
No matter what he say, it's gonna be a lie.
Yeah, and it's hard to for me to refute that because I actually do keep up with his lies. Because generally speaking, when I'm listening to him talk, I have my iPad in front of me and I am looking things up real time.
Fact check.
Yeah, I'm that guy, right? So, but will that work at this point? And the reason why I'm asking you if that will work at this point is because not too long ago, he put out last week. He was saying that we were in talks, right? And it was for market manipulation purposes. But he was saying that we were in talks with Iran, right? They want to make a deal. They want to make a deal more than what we do because they're desperate because we're annihilating them tremendously, yada, yada, yada. A minute after that went off, the foreign minister from Iran came on and said, nah, we don't want to, we're not in negotiations. We're not in talks. And so
they didn't give us a tremendous gift.
They did not give us okay, let me pause what I was about to say and circle back around to the tremendous gift, which every foreign leader that has been involved with the quote unquote tremendous gift out of the state or in the Strait of Hormuz, that the ships that have been able to go through the strait at this point have absolutely nothing to do with POTUS. I take that back. They have everything to do with POTUS. They have everything to do to spite him. That's why those ships are being let through, right? Iran is showing and telling him that we will do purposely, spitefully, and maliciously, hilariously, everything opposite what you're talking about and saying, just to show you have no control in this situation, and that you and your administration have lost control, and you've lost the actual the car. He doesn't hold the cards, like he told President Zelensky when he was at the White House when they beat up on that poor man, right? And he looked at that dude straight in the face, that grown ass man, and said, you pretty much shut up. You don't hold the cards. You don't hold the cards. But that's what Iran is doing. That Iran is trying to embarrass him. And unfortunately, on a global scale, they're doing a good job. Foreign nations are literally taking their assets out of our banks right now. I don't know if y'all knew that. They're making the U.S. cash out in gold. They're pulling it out. Nice. They're not asking for U.S. currency. They're asking for minerals, metals, valuable things to pull out of the U.S. economy. We haven't been able to produce any jobs here lately. Gas has gone up. I saw gas go up almost 30 cents the other day.
Oh God, yes. But how many dollars? It's like $4 something a gallon now.
Yeah.
It was already high in California, so.
Yep.
And ours is almost $4 too.
Yeah, and Iran is also saying that they're going to make it go up $200 a barrel.
But you know where we at? This is where we're at. If you stay, then you know you're gonna need a lot of body bags. But what are they fighting for? Somebody's ego? Because they don't want eggs. So they don't want eggs. So if you stay, they're fighting for his ego. If he leaves, then he has an egg on his face.
And like you said, they will either create a distraction. You know, it's just every day. Like, I think they wish that they were Tiger Woods right now. That would be easy. You know, they have a little time because that's what's leading right now in the media for the most part. And then, you know, like with the space program, it's buying them time.
We going to the moon.
Figure out what to do, or how to say it, or how to get out. They're trying, in my opinion, they are taking their time and trying to create some type of strategy again that won't make them look hella crazy, like they've been looking probably all along, you know, but they're just trying to figure out some kind of way, or waiting for something else to come through, maybe that they can blame or divert, you know, because we don't know how to get out of there.
That's Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles driving down the street.
Damn.
But you know, they say Stevie can see a little.
I believe Stevie can see.
He used to.
I ain't seen him take the wheel yet.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, that's funny. Look like Sherry Shepherd.
Triggered.
So we still don't know why we're there. We still don't have the goals.
No, we know why we're there. You know, 3 or 4 different reasons why we're there. That's what he has stated publicly, for the record. You know, they had an imminent threat to create the nuclear firearms, nuclear bombs. They wanted regime change, or they wanted the Ayatollah removed. He wanted the people to rise up.
4. And the women, 5.
Oh, the women. And then he wanted to make sure that Israel stays protected. That's the most important part.
That's 6.
So, you know, we know why we're there, but is that the truth? Like Mr. Wiggs said?
Do we know why we're there?
He just gave you the list.
I know that was 6. He said it was 3 or 4.
Mr. Wiggs said that all these reasons that Trump has given, he's lying. So Mr. Wiggs said he lied to get in there, so just lie to get out. So he's not wrong. I mean,
At the end of
that's
the
the
day,
simple answer. Simplicity.
So is that a true statement that women are fully oppressed here
Wait, oppressed in America or oppressed in Iran?
in America?
I would say not fully, but we still got work to do between the sexual tension
for
that we got
some,
here in America.
for some.
I can agree with that. Oh man, I almost hit the wrong button. We was about to be out of here. Oh goodness, I did not mean to do that. Okay, so we'll hang on to. I want to pin this right here for a second, but also I want to pivot a little bit to, because I think this coincides with what this comment is talking about as well, and that is, what have we accomplished since we've been there?
I got that answer.
Okay.
I'm gonna go back to what Oscar has said. Somebody's making bets and getting paid.
Oh goodness gracious!
I think Oscar is right.
It's just like, right.
I just can't prove it,
No.
but I think Oscar's right. What have we accomplished? There's a possibility. Listen how I say this. There's a possibility that someone in the Trump family, along with others close to President Trump, are making money, not just on the betting markets, but in other related companies involved in military defense, oil, and I don't think you really need much more. Between the military and oil, you can come up.
Yeah, insider trading is the oxygen of Wall Street.
Now listen to this, everyone. You see me and Lynn go at each other's neck every week, and I always tell people, when we agree, duck, because I agree with that statement about insider trading in our righteous country. In our righteous country.
Have you guys ever seen the movie Rat Race?
Yes.
So Jasmine LaRue, she's right. She's right.
Jazz Monet.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Jazz Monet LaRue.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I almost gave your real name away reading that comment there, Jazz. But made me forget where I was going with that. What have we accomplished? That's where we were. Okay. Okay. So yeah, still.
So Israel. Well, hold on. But the most important thing about what got accomplished, if I'm an Israeli and I support Benjamin Netanyahu, I am thrilled, because we've been wanting to go at Iran for a long time, and finally we got a president that would do it for us.
Yep.
Yeah, they were super happy, all in celebrating. Remember the woman that was a horse? She was screaming so much. She was so hoarse.
Not to mention, they just passed a law that they will commit Palestinian prisoners to not to the death penalty, essentially, if found guilty. But that's another level of barbarism that they don't want to talk about. I'm not even going to once again comment on the nuclear armament that they have, that they haven't professed to
that came from America. The nuclear armament that came from, well, the conspiracy people say that. Let me clarify tonight. I'm on good behavior. The conspiracy people say that, oh gosh, was it Ghislaine Maxwell, her father, or someone in America took the information back to Israel? But that's a conspiracy belief. And that's how Israel got their nuclear capability. Because I thought there was a U.S. president that did not want to share it with them. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Since we had, well, that's another story for another time. But yeah, you are correct. And
I can't remember that person. It was either her father or some high-ranking American that had dual citizenship with Israel. But
yeah.
So what's got accomplished?
Yeah. So what have we accomplished?
But hold on. We have to give President Trump his credit. He said from the 80s up, he didn't like Iran. If he was the president, he'd go after them. And he didn't really go after them in his first administration. So now he's trying to do a makeup for that.
But okay.
So,
And y'all know I don't like talking about the last election because nobody gets anywhere on that topic. But
which election? The one he won in 15?
No. This the last one that got him here, the one in 2024.
24.
Yeah, 24. He ran on a campaign that said that VP Harris was going to have us where? She was going to do what to the economy? What else she was going to destroy? Right? Everything that he's done, he accused VP Harris and that possible administration of doing. And let's look at what's happened within less than a year and a half. Right, the destruction of the economy. Right, America is now insolvent. I don't know if y'all saw March 23rd, the Treasury put out a statement that said the United States of America is insolvent. We cannot pay our bills. Right, and if you behaviors. This is me tracking behaviors. What did the current president do with contractors? He didn't pay them either.
Nope.
He never pays anybody that works for him personally, or
he pays his lawyers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
when people build buildings
not
and things
pay.
for him, he's like, I don't like the doorknob, so I'm not going to pay you, but use the whole building.
And so now we're insolvent.
Right.
What did he do with businesses? What did he do with water, airplanes, steak, casinos, so on and so forth?
So,
Yep.
Well.
And
Lynn and I had this. Yeah, Lynn and I had this argument months ago. So it appears that Lynn was right. Okay, I take an L on that one. That President Trump doesn't like to pay his bills. Lynn said he was from the East Coast, and the East Coast cast can recognize other East Coast casts if they're on, if they're on the up and up or not. He was right. Okay. What I want to get to is when you said that he accused Harris that if she was to become the president, she would destroy the economy and things of that nature. So here's where I'm going to go racial for a moment tonight. There's a possibility that when certain white men tell you that if someone else gets elected, they'll destroy the country, but if that same white man gets elected, he can do the same thing, but not be held to the same criticism.
Mm-hmm.
There's some. Listen how I say my words tonight. There's some truth to that. So when we talk about President Trump and all the things he's done wrong, subjectively, all the things he's done wrong factually per the U.S. Constitution, he is still a white man. And so the last time when you check the foundation of this country, well, wait a minute. He's shown you who he is when they took the vote from Ghana at the United Nations about the slave trade, the enslavement of Africans. America said, no, we don't have a problem with that. So he's showing you basically that, hey, this is who we are, or this is who I am, and I represent a certain percentage of America, particularly white America. So he can make accusations towards anybody and everybody, but those accusations cannot be held against him because, quote, he's a white man. So he doesn't have to answer to anybody. Now, you guys have told me repeatedly, well, not all of you, but the Democratic Party has told me repeatedly that President Trump is a threat to democracy, not just in America, but in the world. Maybe there's some truth to that. Maybe.
When you said that made me think of somebody else that wants to run for president, supposedly Stephen A. Smith, how he was so sick of people talking about Kamala Harris and what she said that.
No, he's sick of her saying,
I told you.
I told you he was going to do this.
But all I've seen are memes or, some like, where is she saying this over and over and over again? Like live, like she's calling him.
I've seen her say it at speaking engagements.
She said it. Yeah.
Because she's getting paid. Look, she's getting paid to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She makes some good speaker money.
And you know what? I don't have no love for the Democratic Party, but she's not she's not completely right. She's just not completely wrong either, in my opinion. So,
well, he is burning it down. Ask, you still on mute, man? I know you want to say something, brother. We're waiting for you.
I think what I was going to say is I think everything has a purpose, right? This is obviously speculation, but we are insolvent. And I've said it a couple times previously, and it's coming into fruition. The only way to pay off our debt is to either devalue the U.S. currency so that our debt is less, and then trade it over to a digital currency to pay off that debt. So basically, those that have, we needs tons of money. So the only way we're going to pay them back with all this interest and stuff like that is literally to collapse the U.S. dollar.
Wait a minute.
And devalue the debt.
Oscar, you may be right, but that's not the total. That's not the total answer.
No, it's not. It's definitely not the total answer.
Right. Because if we
there's all this push on digital currencies.
Wait, hold on. No, wait a minute. Hold on, because that gets us towards one. That gets us into a more quicker pace for a one world government to control your financial ability. If we got rid of the Fed, if we eliminated the Fed, printed our own money, and canceled out the debt, we'd be just fine. Because your debt is not based off of anything. It's flat money. It's fiat money. It means nothing. That's why allegedly they had to assassinate President Kennedy, because he wanted to start printing our own money without the Fed. Allegedly, that's why they killed President Lincoln, because he was printing our own money and got rid of our debt.
Bob Marie said the penny was the first to go.
Yeah.
And now his face is on money.
No, not his face.
Well, his signature.
He's putting his signature on it for whatever weird. Anyway, I know why. But let me calm myself. Trigger. let me reel it back in real quick.
Look, now it's gonna be Monopoly money. What is this?
I can see people at the cash register saying, you know how you ask for 10s and 20s, your special way, like, don't give me none of that Donald Trump money.
Yeah.
If you got a Donald Trump signature on it, I don't want it. I can literally see people.
Yeah, they're already saying it online.
Saying that, but that money's not out there yet. I'm talking about you're at the liquor store, the cash register swings open, and you're like, look, don't give me none of them that Trump sign money.
Trump bucks. I don't want no Trump bucks. Brooks,
I can literally see that happen.
We've missed you.
Uh-oh.
What's up, guys?
It's
been a busy 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, we're glad you're back.
See you guys. Yes. Literally just got out of the meeting, walking in the door, and I was like, man, I need to go home and talk to my guys. Let's go.
Welcome on.
Yeah.
I know. Nobody wants that. That's what Lynn just said.
Yeah. And so Wig, in your estimation, man, what have we accomplished by being in Iran? And I'll bring that back around to you, Brooks, and Oscar. We'll hit you with that also, because I know you weren't finished with your initial question. I'm not trying to. Actually, you know what? I can slow down a little bit. I've learned last week that the update for this live platform isn't like the older one. So if I go over 2 hours, I'm still able to generate my clips in an easier fashion. So I can slow down a little bit. I ain't got to push it, as it were. So, but what have we accomplished?
Nothing.
That's the answer. Ding, 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 ding.
Mario Brothers.
Oh my God. And the reason I say that is because if you ask them what the foreign policy is, they're not going to say it's Israel, but we all know that's who it is. I mean, you have to. I mean, either they dumb and think we stupid, or we stupid and think they dumb. One of the two. So we ain't accomplished nothing. What we did accomplish is spending money that we could have spent on healthcare, roads and bridges here in this country. So you can find money for that, but you can't find money for healthcare for people.
I think
wait, hold on, Mr. Wig. You sound like Richard Brown. Hold on, Mr. Wig.
I think that he wants to put his signature on everything because that's one thing that he can do, and he's very, very, very tremendously proud of his signature. Like a little kid when they, trace the alphabet or when they write their letters. He is so in love with his signature
Yeah.
on everything he has, with a Sharpie. Yeah, so I think that's, wow, that must be a great president because look at this signature.
Right.
Stephanie, if President Obama had assigned some money, I would have had some of that money and saved it for life.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I'm guilty of that, of being biased.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I agree with you on that. Yeah. But he's so proud of his signature. It's always, it's amazing. He's just like, ooh, look, I signed this. Y'all see this? I signed this.
It'll be on the fridge later in the White House kitchen.
I tell you what, if President Obama had assigned something, 80% or 90% of Black America, if President Obama had assigned the dollar bill, we would have that $100 bill.
Oh, yeah.
And we would have never spent it. Because we know,
in a frame.
But you know why he putting his name on everything? Because generally the president, they leave a legacy. And they leave it up to people. They leave it up to other people.
I do wonder if that will.
She said that's the only thing you know how to write.
but he's so afraid that the legacy that he's leaving, he wants to put his name on everything. They're just gonna take it down the minute he walk out the door.
Yep. Kennedy Center is the first. That's the first thing to go. Boom.
Yeah, it's already being argued. So
can't think stupid.
Brooks, I'm glad you're here. So let me hear what your opinion is about what we've accomplished while we've been in Iran.
Well, sadly, we haven't accomplished anything. Well, actually, we did learn a few things. One, wait for it. One, we learned that Iran has a lot more drones for $20,000 a piece than we have missiles for $200,000 or maybe $2 million a piece.
Yeah.
Two, so they're essentially nullifying our mass attacks by just death by 1,000 cuts, essentially. Two, there's a sense now that this is not a winning proposition. This is just gonna they will just keep coming and keep coming because what do they have to lose at this point? Right? And they were just gonna just use our resources. They've got to figure out a better way with the Strait of Hormuz thing. Oh my God. They've got to figure it out. So, accomplish anything? No. No, not at all. Not so far.
Okay. Oscar, same question to you.
Absolutely nothing. I think it's definitely played out for the military industrial complex for us to be able to test out military weapons, especially China, Iran, the Russians that give them weapons. It's actually putting it on the battlefield and seeing what needs to be fixed, what works, what doesn't work, how to fight in this modern warfare. That's exactly what it's been.
Rich, what about you?
He's laughing.
We're not having that tonight. We have people of different minds, even though some of us are hold on, all of us are melanated actually this way.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm gonna follow suit with Mr. Brooks and with kind of Stephanie and Lynn and Mr. Wig, who started it all off. Nothing's been accomplished unless, like Mr. Brooks said, lots of drones. Iran won't quit. That's that Persian pride, baby. Persian pride. And Hormuz is all crazy. Who knows who's getting through and who's not? And finally, Israel is smiling itself all the way to the bank.
A whole new world, like Aladdin.
No. You know what? If you look at it from Israel's perspective, if you're a right winger from Israel, why go into Iran and remove the leader? Why not try to take all of Iran for yourself?
Look, leaders. Yeah, yeah.
Why not try to remove everybody from Iran and just take it all over and say we are the children of God, and so we're going to take all of Iran so we can.
It's like Like I said, he did not study that. He was they did not study that. They were absent that day. It's not like it's like they think it's like a wasp nest, and it's actually like a ant hill, or like an ant farm that's so deep, and it's so much more than you think. Or they were not educated on that. That was not smart.
Sometimes the bully finds out that his victim can throw hands, and that's very deflating to a bully.
Yeah.
But you know what, Oscar?
True story.
But Oscar, I think Oscar hit it on the point. When people say that President Trump is stupid, I'm not buying that. Anytime a person can win 2 different elections, I'm going to respect you. And somebody in his family or somebody close to him is making money off this military conflict. And we ain't talking, I don't think we're talking just 10 to 20 million. I think we're talking in the hundreds of millions, maybe into the billions.
Sure.
So financially, the Trump family and the Trump associates, they're doing well.
Yeah.
Well, they're raping America. That's just so sick to me. But
it's a perfect word.
It's what we used to do to other countries. We used to extract money from other countries by doing the exact same playbook. I mean, Halliburton, all these other companies used to do that, right? So we used to extract all of the money and all of the resources out of countries, and that's being done to America. And it has been happening here, where you have people with no morals that are anti-American in my mind. That if you are screwing over the tax-paying American, you are anti-American.
Your own house.
And it's that very thing. They're playing all the loopholes. Like, I mentioned the Kalshi thing because somebody is making money. Somebody is placing bets that are like right on the money, knowing when strikes are going to happen, like the Venezuelan strike, and when we were going to go in there and take out Maduro. Like somebody knew the exact timing of that attack.
See,
right?
This is
so they
why,
made
they
made money on. Go ahead.
This is why I referenced that move. Nothing is new under the sun, and as you know, art imitates life. And of course, when it's real tragic, it's in the form of comedy a lot of times. So that movie, or it's a comedy called Rat Race. It's not the only movie with that format, but all those older white men betting on all those people, they could see everything that they were doing. They were making up these circumstances. Everybody was competing and but they saw everything that was going on. And what's another movie like where they invite you to an island, and then it's like a rich white guy at the top, or just some rich butthole at the top. They hunt you. You know what I'm saying? That's what it feels like.
With Mario Van Peebles.
Yeah.
Mario Van Peebles.
No, there's more than one movie.
You gotta look at like
like I said, it's a genre of movies. I mean, it's just really sick. But they get off on it and they bet.
So hey, now listen to this. I thought about this. See that Mr. Hennessy got me thinking a whole lot.
He drinking now? What are you talking about?
No. The guy on Facebook. Hold on. Wait a minute. Here's my question to everyone. Because I know that Lynn and Stephanie want us all to have life insurance. What if we all decided to get on Kalshi, put up $10 each, and see if we could mimic Eric or Donald Trump Jr.'s trades, and then whatever they would put a bet on, we would put a bet on too, and then we would broadcast it live, and I bet you your numbers on this show would go up dramatically.
Sure.
Now that would question our integrity.
Are we able to fade other people's bets? Is that how Kalshi works? Because I'm unfamiliar. Can we see what other people are betting? First of all, but second of all, I don't think they're betting in their own name.
You got turn your TV down a little bit.
Oh, my bad, man.
Good. Let me answer this. Let me answer the first question. What have we accomplished? I think we've actually accomplished a lot. And the reason why is because as I continue to watch different things and I see Americans interacting with what's happening, we've definitively established what a sycophant is, as well as an actual American who is just simply trying to survive, right? So we've separated these two, right? And it's a bit divisive. So we know where we are. And this is what I actually do give President Trump a lot of credit for, and that is stressing the system out.
Ooh.
And I believe we should stress the system out to see where the fractures are, so that we can break it, so it can begin to become fixed, right? We can't maintain the weaknesses that we have in our country and continue to call ourselves things like Richard says, righteous or great. He's accomplished the polarization of Americans, especially when it comes to race. Again, now, right, we see race relations increasing in America. So again, it's another stressor that he's given us. So all the accomplishments of Iran, we see that the average American is actually, we see a boundary that's been drawn. Like, hey, wait, it sounded great. Posturing strength, it sounds good until you have to put that shit in practice. And if you don't have it, when you're trying to act like it, and then you come face to face with it and you begin to crumble, it shows. It's another stress fracture in the system. Right? We've had one of our most important daggone planes obliterated by a force that we didn't think was comparable to us in strength.
So
I think he's bringing more fractures than anything. I don't think he was trying to uncover, or his administration was trying to uncover all of them. I think that they are bringing more damage to, not just because it's something different than or change. It's so much more than that, because I feel like he is robbing and crippling us.
He is. And I think it's, again, like I said before, when the Democrats didn't want to open the House and they were stalling, right? I said give the people what they want.
But hold on a second. Remember what I said at the very beginning? I said I'm gonna be all over the place tonight. Remember I said that I was against this war? Well, it's not a war, a military conflict.
Excursion.
Okay. But remember last summer we were talking, and I said, if you go and attack Iran, you have to clean them all out. And I said, well, that goes against the Geneva Conventions about being, in other words, Geneva Conventions say, hey, if I'm at war with you, I'll tell you I'm going to war with you, we'll declare it. All the other countries will know we won't bomb the women and the children. And I said, for countries like Iran, that's not going to work. You have to get rid of the entire country. So if we have the ability through the Air Force to send planes over and bomb you into submission to where you have nothing, and then you say, well, we'll just run over to Syria or we'll run down to Lebanon. No, we're going to bomb the entire Middle East except for Israel. And the only people left standing are the Israelis. America could do that, but it won't. And that's what the Muslim world knows. And maybe that's the blessing of Ishmael and all of his descendants. They know America will not use the nuclear capability, or will not bomb all of Iran and kill everyone in sight.
Well, Israel might, right?
They won't.
Yeah, shit.
Don't want America to do it for them.
China has already said if they think about pulling that trigger, they got something for them, right? But I also think that we've accomplished how we've accomplished what we consider in America and who we consider in America to be human and important. And I'm saying that because I thought we would have had more coverage about the bombing of the little girls' school and the victims than anything else playing out, but it's barely being talked about.
What, in Iran or in Israel?
Yeah, in Iran.
It was heavy. It was heavy that first week,
And that
but
was
then
it.
It petered off.
Yeah.
Petered off. Even as the death toll grew
True. Yeah.
in the school, because it started in the 160s and then it got real close to 200, and it wasn't a story anymore. And all Trump had to say was, "Oh, I didn't know that. I wasn't aware of that. I'm going to look into it."
Yeah.
And, you know, and he was fully aware.
Yep.
And never had to come back, you know, and say anything about it.
Except for the Tomahawk missiles. The
Dominates the
Tomahawks
news
that struck it could have been from all these other countries, and that's not the truth. So it's showing where we are as far as humanism is concerned on a global scale. So all of the things that we've built up over these centuries of being a country, the propaganda of being great, we've accomplished in a year and a half, less than a year and a half, we've accomplished the goal of effectively destroying that. We've undermined everything that we've stood for, everything that we were supposed to be. And then this isn't even getting into the civil affairs or the propaganda that Iran has been pushing out in the form of these damn Lego commercials. I don't know if y'all seen those, but oh my goodness.
Yeah, they clowning.
Oh, they clowning.
What is a Lego commercial?
Some of those are really funny.
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, you know, with this country being over 2,500 years old, and the way that they were approached as far as, what was the word? Not war. And how
Excursion.
the excursion, and how no other countries were basically, or not even our own country, was asked for support, or anything like that. You just go over there and throw some bombs, and then after you do some damage, then you come back asking for help. That does not make sense.
With that being said, I'm glad you said that. Let me ask the panel this. Wig, you answered this last because we had a conversation over this. How many troops has Israel dedicated to boots on ground in Iran?
I don't know.
No, I thought they sent their boots on the ground down to Lebanon.
0. They refuse to.
Right.
None. Zero.
That's the question, Rich. 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Zero.
They have sent boots, but they have sent boots on the ground, but not to Iran, down to Lebanon.
Right. But Iran was the question. That's what
Oh, Iran's the question. Israel is the one. Israel is the one that wants to.
That's travel.
Austin, you sound like Ryan Reynolds.
So the question becomes, if we are in this front to support an ally, why aren't they meeting us, or why aren't we giving a percentage based off of their numbers? For example, since America, again, since we were the spearhead of the Iraq incursion, the Iraq war, the Iraq campaign, we lost the most bodies out of that, right? Because that was our thing. So we dedicated the most to it. If we're backing Israel in this, why aren't we simply dedicating a percentage to their numbers?
Because Israel does not declare itself the leader of the free world. See, this is where
Huh?
hold on. This is where when America says we're the leader of the free world, first of all, who told you were the leader of the free world? That sounds like some macho, quote, white man shit.
Bruh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Who told them that they were the chosen people?
Oh.
So Mr. Wig, I agree with you. I said Israel does not declare itself to be a world leader or the leader of the free world. America says that we're the leader of the free world. That's what I was saying. So Israel has never said that, quote, we're the leader of the free world. Only America, through our American presidents, say that we're the leader of the free world. And my question is, who voted to say that we are the leader of the free world? That's our arrogance.
Right.
It's our
Well,
state-
Richard, sometimes people can ascend to a point by just behaving that way. And,
Sure.
you know, America behaves like they are the big boy on campus. They're in everybody's business. But one of the ways that we
People, that's
maintain
why
the
I hate
control is because we give away a lot of money
people, that's why
to
I
other
hate
countries every year, and so that's how you can keep, you know, the numbers on our side. But I always ask, you know, there's 2 other countries that are vying for that top spot. Which one do you want up there? You want China up there, or you want Russia up there? And everybody always says, oh. Well, this is part of that. If you want to stay in the top spot,
Yeah.
you know, if you want VIP at the Jiggly Room, what you got to do? You got to be the one making it rain. You got to come in there with a trash bag full of singles, and you know, because if not, other people over there are going to say, "Well, I bought as many bottles as Rich. Why
Right.
Rich getting all the attention?" Oh, because Rich got that. See that hefty bag he got right there?
Mhm.
That's why Rich got, you know.
He's got FOMO in the car. He got
That's,
FOMO in the
you know,
car.
once again, that's just the gamesmanship. No, there's
But-
been no vote. There's been no real proclamation, but that's how we behave,
Right.
and that's how we get treated.
Well, just
You can't back out of that either. How do you back out of that?
Well,
Back to
well,
the
well, here's my
bombing.
thing.
In the bombing,
We have more nuclear weapons than anybody else on Earth.
We don't.
Yet we feel like we have the. Yes, we do.
No, we don't. Russia has more than us.
I think I looked that up. We have more than Russia.
Mm-mm.
I looked it up a
Russia
few
has
months
more than
ago.
us.
Yeah, pull up the link. Because I know I pulled up the link and it said that we had the most. So my thing is, if we have nuclear weapons, what gives us the audacity to tell some other country they can't have it? And I'm gonna tell you where I really get strong on this. To all those countries in Africa who can't control their destiny because they can't control their natural resources. Why? Because they don't have nuclear capability.
right.
So you show me a country that has a nuclear capability, and I'm gonna show you a country that can wild out and say what it wants to say. America, England, Pakistan, India, China, Russia, Israel. Oh, who am I missing?
North Korea?
No, thank you. North Korea. So I'll stop there.
Let me share this real quick. I just pulled this up on ChatGPT. This is not a deep dive into it, and I'll do another search later on just to get a more definitive answer. But according to ChatGPT, top countries by nuclear warheads approximate: Russia 5,500, U.S. 5,200, China 500, France 290, UK 225, Pakistan 170, India 160, Israel roughly 90, North Korea 30 to 50.
So, okay, so let me go to another one here. Okay, so I'm going to this other site,
Okay.
and I'm gonna have to agree that we've been beat by a couple hundred. America has 5,277, Russia 5,449, and then you said, oh, you took the screen down. Okay, so okay.
Yeah, here it is.
Did you ask Claude, Jay Glass?
Say again?
Did you ask Claude? Because Claude has been a little bit more reliable for me.
It has been, and I haven't asked Claude yet because what I want to do, I want to get onto Claude and because and look at the subscriptions on Claude instead of ChatGPT. Although I'm gonna start using them both concurrently to see which gives the best answer with the most resources as well. But Maya and I were talking about that the other day, as a matter of fact, starting to look at looking into the different AI, what they're used for, what they're good for. So, but yeah, I'm glad you said that because yes, I do need to do that. Oh, by the way, Friday I will be doing an interview with a motivational speaker, a CEO, an author, so on and so forth, talking about the challenges that kids are going to have with AI in the future and how they can get ahead of it. So that's an interview. It's not going to be live, but I'll be putting it out in segments. is going to be absolutely amazing. Her name is Miss Lindsay Thompson. So be looking forward to that. I'll have her on, and then hopefully she'll be able to come on live on the panel, especially with April being Financial Literacy Month. Maya will be putting out her segments for financial history as well. Yep. And another hope is that we can tie financial literacy in with life insurance and dig down into that with a special interview with Lynn and Steph as well. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on.
Okay.
Yeah, just want to throw them commercials out there real quick. Family Blood Nine Network. One time for the one time. Back to the segment. So
hey, but I want everybody who watches this show to know.
Nice plug there. Very well done.
We're not just talking for free on this show.
I wanted to say before you
Hold
go
on,
back into
hold on. Wait.
When we were talking about the subject matter
hold on, Brooks, give me a second. Give him a second.
my bad. I apologize. Go ahead.
You good?
I'll be real quick, Mr. Brooks. Listen, I want people who watch this show know that we're not just giving out just our opinions. We actually look stuff up before, after the show, and during the show. When it comes to these nuclear weapons, these are facts. These are not our opinions. These are facts. Okay, I'm done.
All right, Brooks, back in play.
I
Press the
wanted to wrap up the comment we were talking about, essentially insider trading. When you look at people like Nancy Pelosi, she's the reason why all this came to a head. She was really the impetus of it. It wasn't Trump. Hell, they already in the interview, or probably actually the debate Trump had with Clinton, Hillary. He called her out on it. Frankly, she's like, I lose all the loopholes because your friends do too. On stage, live. It was awesome, actually, debate. But those are the kind of things they're saying, no, we don't do it, and he's like, yeah, I do. And there's a difference between that brazen honesty, I guess we'll call it, versus, oh, don't look at me. It's legal because I'm a certain level in the government.
Mr. Brooks.
I think it needs to end.
Hold on, Mr. Brooks.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Brooks, this is where I'm gonna slightly disagree with you. And I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, we know in this country women have been discriminated against from the time they arrived over here as well. That's the first thing. Second thing, when people go after Nancy Pelosi, I think it's somewhat sexist. Not you go after her, but when other people go after Nancy Pelosi, who's a Democrat, it's somewhat sexist. Number three, all these men in both parties in both chambers, the Senate and the House, have insider trading. But maybe we don't hear about as much money as they've made. But when a woman gets elected and does the same thing and does it quite well, now they want to have accountability. I think it's a little sexist, but that's okay. I'm done.
I wasn't making it into a man versus woman situation. I'm just telling an example of the situation whereby she brazenly brags about it, and so people call her on it. And again, it was not, she didn't say anything. People would know, but nobody really would bring it up to the surface. But yes, it happens in both parties all the time.
I'm waiting for somebody to bring up another name other than Nancy Pelosi.
Back to the war. Again,
Ro Khanna.
It's like she's the poster child for
Donald Trump.
he said
inside
Ro Khanna.
Now,
Donald Trump.
During the debate, it wasn't about insider trading. It was about his tax situation and him bragging about using all the available. Let me finish. About him using all of the available loopholes that are available to every taxpayer. That's all he was saying. That was not a diatribe on insider trading. I can guarantee you, Nancy Pelosi is not the architect of insider trading. I've had 7 securities licenses over the last 30 years, and she ain't even close to what goes on Wall Street and stuff like that. All she did was play the game.
Yeah.
Like Trump plays the tax game and ends up 1 year paying $200 or $750 in income taxes. It's a game. If you hire the right people, you can play, but you're gonna spend your money somewhere. You can give it to your lawyers, you can give it to your tax man, or you can give it to the U.S. government. But trust me, money is being laid out. The ultra rich people are paying lots of money not to give it to the U.S. government. Just like Trump paid lots of lawyers not to pay his contractors and pay the people who have built his buildings.
And that's why I keep saying the Epstein class, which is what I'm going to call them from now on, because I heard that phrase being used, and I like that. I think that's a great way to actually describe them jokers. Is the Epstein class. I rock with that. But I forgot. I got so happy about that phrase, I forgot what I was about to continue to say. I'm just the Epstein. Yeah. Anyway, Stan, hop on in there. Stan,
yo,
there you are.
Can you hear me?
What's going on? Yeah, we got you, dog.
What's going on, fam?
You got it.
Hold on, let me get on in there.
All
How
right.
everybody's doing? I'm kind of coming in on the back end.
That's all right.
What's up, Stan?
What's going on? Sound like y'all talking about the issue with the rich versus poor and how it keeps separating further.
But yeah, that's
and nothing
always,
for the middle.
that's always a thing. But the bigger thing that we were talking about, essentially how we got there, was asking what have we accomplished while we've been in Iran?
Oh man. That's I think that nothing.
There we go. I see a theme here.
Nothing at all. I think it's I think he got pushed to get in there and thought it was gonna turn out to be something easy to get in and out, and everybody was gonna turn, and it actually ended up biting him in the butt. I mean, just looking at some of the stuff that he's doing now and where he's aiming at, he's going to actually end up devaluing the dollar, and the petrodollar is going to change because he's talking about just leaving with the strait not even being open and talking about getting up out of there.
Hey Stan, you're an Iraqi war vet, right?
Yeah, I was in Iraq.
Okay, I couldn't remember
Yeah.
if you right shouldered over there or not.
Yeah, so
Stan, you
it's
can't leave.
well, no, technically, yeah, we will say he can't leave, but you know, he kind of do what he want to do. So he's we're not sure what he gonna really do, to be honest, because they're not presenting their hand to Congress. They're not following the traditional rules of explaining what they got going on and what they're aiming at. We don't have no idea what they're attempting to do. So, but just looking at the facts of just kind of what's going on around there, Iran just kind of playing a long game, which they're doing pretty good at, and waiting them out. And once they start affecting the global economy, that's where it's going to become an issue. And I think that they are aiming at the Red Sea to be able to pull that trigger when they want to, if Trump get a little bit more out of hand, just like they're doing with the Strait of Hormuz. So, and once they do that, they'll put a little more pressure on the markets, which of course, you know, will send that. And he's active, you know, when the markets take a dump. That's going to be the big thing. Now, the other thing behind the scenes, especially with Iran, they're forcing the people to pay in the yen, which is the Chinese currency,
Right.
which to pay they $2 million in that. What I'm curious about, are they paying $2 million in yen or just $2 million whole? Because the $2 million in yen is about $200 and something thousand American dollars.
For now.
For now, right. So I'm just, but if they're forcing them to pay in the yen, they're going to change that. That's what's going to affect the U.S. dollar. And if everybody starts just going to switch over and paying and then to pay, well, if the Strait of Hormuz turns to a toll booth by them just leaving, that's what it's going to end up doing. They're going to have to pay them, and they'll end up making about $100 billion just off of people paying the fees to get through there.
So a week ago, I want to say it was about a week ago, I sent a text out, and I can't remember exactly to who at this point, but it was directly after LNG had received like heavy damage, right? And they said at this point it was going to take about 10 years for them to actually fix the damages that have been caused, right? So that's now we're dealing with OPEC exactly. And I said since this thing has happened, I guarantee at this point, OPEC is about to pressure some form of removing us from this region or figuring out how to protect the resources, because now it's messing with the billionaires' money.
No,
That's what's happening.
I disagree.
Why is that? Because as soon as it happened, that's when we started seeing him begin to try to backtrack and wanting to kind of, we won. When General Henry had said over 2 weeks ago, General Henry was on TV and he was saying, who I served under, amazing man, by the way, he was saying that he needs to call this a win and get out of there. We're not going to be successful.
The reason why I'm not worried about the oil is allegedly, every time I say something, it's always allegedly tonight. Allegedly, the news media says that Saudi Arabia, those Muslims don't get along with the Iranian Muslims. I think Iranians are Shia. I think our Saudis are the Sunni.
Mm-hmm.
And because they don't get along, then Saudi Arabia, along with United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, that region, they're gonna stand unified versus Palestine, Iran, Lebanon, Syria. Allegedly.
I 100% agree, because during this thing, nobody thought that Iran would just attack UAE or any other country, or the bases, I should say, in other countries, or aim toward the bases in other countries. It was just kind of like, holy crap, they're actually like going after literally all these U.S. bases in other countries. And so these other countries are like, wow, okay, that's different. And now that it has occurred, I think it unified them. They were like, all right, screw this, let's go. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty much what I see. I could be wrong. Correct me if like you guys see something different.
If you pay attention to what Iran is doing, they initially went towards the U.S. bases in Qatar, in Saudi Arabia, in the UAE, in those areas. They target the U.S. bases first. Recently, now they're looking at targeting the technology. They hit the Amazon deal. They're looking at the servers that pushes the AI that they got in the Middle East. So they are playing a pretty smart game and actually hitting the billionaire class, hitting their pockets, which will put pressure on to everyone else to start making some moves. So they playing their cards about right. And the thing, I guess the other thing to look at also is how Russia intelligence is giving them that information, and China's assisted them on the backhand. They're getting some pretty good information and detail on how to play and push those buttons. So I guess the other thing to look at is, even with the removing the sanctions on the oil, I have no clue, by removing the sanctions on the oil from Iran or from Russia, and how that, I understand that it will relieve some of the pressure on the pricing, but we still feed money into their pockets while having war with them at the same time.
Yeah, we're funding our own demise.
Hold on, wait a minute. And that's why I said what the media tells us, what the conspiracy people tell us, those are two different issues. But the truth is, there are people that we don't know about who are really making these decisions. And it ain't coming from President Trump. And so, but people say, well, Richard, if you say that, Richard, now you're falling off into the conspiracy world.
We'll entertain it.
But my question is, all these decisions, all this money is being made. Here, let's start here first. Who's funding Iran? You know that our central bank, called the Federal Reserve, funds us. But hold on, wait. What happened when when Hegseth said we need about 200 billion? Did he ever get that 200 billion from the Fed?
Not yet.
Not yet.
I've always said that Trump is the tip of the iceberg, and his team. Some people have called him a puppet, but it's a whole lot that we don't see, but we can just imagine what's behind that curtain, or those curtains, or those sheets. Look, based on.
That's hilarious.
Well,
Based on the behavior.
Stephanie,
But am I right?
No.
Stephanie,
behavior.
No.
Hey, Stephanie, real quick, and then I'll let Stan the man go. There is documented, factual studies that before the Jews left Germany and left Europe to go back to Israel, most of them, that the Nazis and the Zionists were working together to make that happen.
If they to her point, I agree with her. I think that when you so you got big business, right? With you got big business that's behind the scenes pushing a lot of things with the lobbying. You got AIPAC, the Israel that's pushing a lot of what they would like. When you got them in the vaccine, and these are the big guys, the big money makers, and you got someone like Trump that wants to be part of that, it's easier to kind of pull the puppet strings to guide him into what you need them to do, and just kind of play along and put, just stroke his ego, do everything that you need someone, whatever you want to do, and just make him feel like, he the king that he's trying to be, and attempt to do that. And he's easy to construct and just do. And behind it, even with the markets now, you still, even with this going on, you got markets that still making money with a lot of the background stuff that's going on, with people just steady sinking money, because it's not, all would have to get up to 200 to really take a hit like that to push into a recession.
In the
The
security world,
emoluments cause.
business is booming. It's booming in the security world.
Yeah.
I'm right in it. All these companies are calling me like, hey, we need 24/7 security. We need, mobile patrol. It's popping. Wow. I was like, because of this, technically, that's the way of the world, right?
But the crazy part, I work in freight, right? I'm at FedEx Freight, and everything has slowed down to pandemic levels on moving freight. So we looking like, okay, market's doing good, but we're not moving. Typically, we can kind of see where things are going by what we're moving and how much we're moving. We can kind of say, okay, things are going to get a little bit better, because we start moving a lot of freight, moves the heavy stuff that makes the small stuff, in a sense. So if we're moving big stuff that makes the small stuff, eventually, it'll trickle down and move out into the markets. And you can kind of catch the trend to see what's going on. Right now, we not moving a lot of freight. So a lot of that stuff is not moving, and they're not hiring. Everything is just kind of at a standstill. But big business is doing really good.
We're actually, all these security companies, all these tech companies, at least in the Silicon Valley, are calling us. They're like, look, we need to protect all of our sites now. It is, I've never even seen anything like it, to be honest with you guys. I was like, whoa, okay, cool. I've been with my company a year and a half, and I've never got the traction like this. And it's because, all right, they have some technological thing that's in some sort of system over wherever, and they're like, all right, we don't want our home base hurt. Simple as that, right? So I think some industries will benefit from what's going on, even though what's going on is rough and horrible. There's got to be a way out of this, and that means like, have anybody else heard? Or I'm gonna ask the question. Have anybody else heard about Khamenei's son? Do we know if he's alive or gone or anything like that? Or
The last thing I heard about him was that Russia had him in the hospital, making sure that he was okay.
Mhm.
So there's that.
You're propping him up.
Wig, you muted. You muted. Wig. What'd you say?
Here's the thing, though. No matter what no matter what happened to his son, they still doing better. The dad was 86. He ain't had much longer, no way. So hell, they 50 in the good. We just gotta hope that he and his radical, they're gonna be even more hardliner or whatever. I wouldn't advise you going on vacation over there no time soon.
And so that's the problem, is that they are. His son is a lot more hardcore. So you mentioned about the president receiving gifts, and I'm glad you said that, because I didn't write this down as a note, but the violation of the emolument clauses is what's happened with our presidency, our administration, and the foreign dignitaries that have gone to speak on behalf of America, right? Jared Kushner is making multi-billion dollar deals with countries.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's coming back and making and advocating for law.
So that's
So you're going to say that for our president, but you're not going to say that about the Clintons?
Because we're not talking about
Hey,
I'm
you know
not-
what?
I'm not-
Hey, well, hold on. Check this out. Mr. Brooks, you're right. The Clintons got paid. I heard about that inside story years ago. So you're right about that.
But
But
hold
I'm
on.
Seriously.
Let me level set. We're not talking about Harris. We're not talking about Biden. We're not talking about Carter. We're not talking about Jackson.
Obama.
Obama. We're talking about this
Keep it
current
here.
administration.
Yeah, keep it here.
I get that, but like it has to be known on both sides. It's
But we're
important.
talking
Otherwise,
about-
then the conversation becomes disingenuous.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Okay.
The emoluments clause goes across all panels. And right now, we're literally talking about Jared Kushner making deals with foreign dignitaries and princes and kings, and then coming back to America and pushing law. Clinton ain't got shit to do with that.
So check this out.
Sorry.
So check
go ahead.
this out. Check this out. If the Democrats take the House in November, President Trump will be impeached within 90 days.
It'll take a little
And
bit
they'll
longer.
still
No,
lose.
No,
Because they tried
no.
to do it, what, 3 times now? And
No,
they
Mr.
keep
Mr.
running
Brooks.
to the same mistake
Mr. Brooks,
every
Mr.
single time, and they still
Mr.
lose.
Mr. Brooks, you're
Thank you.
factually wrong. He was impeached in the House, just not in the Senate.
No, he
Okay.
wasn't convicted.
That's
in
the
the
part.
In the Senate.
It's a two-tier thing. You got to be
Right.
impeached
In the
and
House.
then convicted to
Right.
be up out of it.
He was
Right.
impeached
So he was
twice.
impeached in the House, but never convicted in the Senate. All right. So those are facts. Mr.
Okay.
Brooks.
But
So
they
here's the
still
other thing.
lose.
Right. No, wait.
Facts.
Hold on, Mr. Brooks.
Like,
When
wait.
hold on,
If
Mr.
they
Brooks.
were like to.
No,
if
wait,
they
stop.
were
Hold
any
on,
sort of
wait. Let me
competent-
finish. Mr. Brooks, let me
Go
finish.
ahead. Go ahead.
Because you're thinking
Go
I'm
ahead.
attacking
Go
you, and
ahead.
I'm not. Oh, I'm simply
No,
asking
I
you
don't.
this.
I don't feel that way
Okay,
at all.
Because when you're asking Democrats to listen to your side as a Republican, you have to be able to, when the Democrats ask you to listen, you have to. And I'm not a Democrat. I'm
an
straight down.
independent.
I'm straight down the middle.
Preference.
I'm no party preference. But
I'm
here's
an
the thing.
independent.
All right.
Like, let's be
No,
clear.
okay, but I'm no party preference. So I don't belong to the independent party. I don't know if you belong to the independent party. I don't know. All right. When if the Democrats take the House, I guarantee you, he'll be impeached in the House within 90 days. They're not going to waste a long time this time. But my
This
key
is gonna
question
be-
is,
it's going to
my
be
key
great.
question, huh?
It's going to be great because the people will be
Okay,
like, "Oh,
but
you
the
guys
key
tried
question
this
is,
playbook before."
If the Democrats take the House and they impeach him in the House and they get the votes to impeach him, I want to know, Mr. Glass, when you talk about President Trump and Jared Kushner and all these people violating the emoluments clause, Will they impeach him on the Amendments clause, or they impeach him on some other issues?
Take a
That's my
pick.
question. Huh?
Well, that's a buffet. That's a buffet there.
You got a whole bunch of. You got a whole
That's a
bunch.
Because
buffet.
then you're going to have to look at like the
that's a
Democrats and
lot
what
there.
they did,
Well,
right?
I
So they're not going to do that.
think if the Democrats go towards attempting to impeach Trump, they'll be signing off on a death wish with that. I think they shouldn't mention that at
Stupid.
all. If you play it smart, you will actually get into Congress, attempt to get the Senate, and then start holding like Hegseth and all the peons around to accountability, and start actually catching everything that they have been doing and expose a lot of that first, and start getting the people's buy-in on the corruption that's going on. Just shooting after him or even mention it from this point forward will just fall right into his plan and just, energize his base.
It's already been pushed.
What does being impeached mean? He's been there before, just because.
No. So think about it. Like, so when you I'm going to say this in an example, like a parody, cry wolf. And by what I'm saying, impeachment now twice, and you lose twice. If you try to do it again, people are going to laugh at you.
No, they're
The
not.
base
because
is going to
people-
laugh.
No,
Yes, they
they're
are.
thinking more. Excuse me, Bruce. They'll be thinking more like third time's a charm.
My God.
But if you
please run that playbook back and then see what
think
happens,
of,
then you get like freaking our vice president, who's way more hardcore than freaking Trump is.
right.
Look,
Well, you
Look,
might be a little smarter.
Nobody worried about JD Vance because
Hey.
JD Vance
But if
will be
you-
trying to become the next president.
The Dollar
But
General.
if you go after the cabinet, because this is the thing, with you having Congress, the cabinet will be forced to have to come in, and you can expose a lot more of the internal of the corruption of what's going on
True.
with the
And I like
administration
it.
that way, versus going directly for him and
Because
build more of a case for the 2028 going
Because
forward,
he's
because it's going to take a little time.
He's only the tip of the iceberg again.
Yeah.
That's true. That's
But if you're going directly towards him and not looking at, if you start cutting off the legs, then you're going to decapitate him from doing X, Y, Z, because they can be impeached as well. From Hegseth to Pam Bondi and all of them, they all will have to be. Right now, Congress is just letting them run wild, and nobody's holding no accountability over nothing.
No.
There's no guardrails, there's no checks and balances for anything. That has to be established and build a case, because once you start getting the people to get on your side, then it'll be easier to move down that road.
Yeah,
So
not
I
even the
agree with
Supreme
you.
Court.
I understand. I'm just saying, like, people are done with like the Democrats. Oh, we want to impeach Trump because they failed in getting their goal. They didn't want him to
Just say
run.
Trump and
They
fail
wanted him
together.
in jail. They wanted him like gone. And they
Yeah, I
look
still
what
want him in
happened.
jail.
He is now president again, and because of their stupidity in the way they went about it.
Brooks, I can't totally disagree with you that that impeaching him directly out the gate is the wrong thing. But what I will say is, if his numbers stay the way they are now into the midterms, and then impeachment comes up, he's done for. They don't have to wait. And Stan, I don't disagree with the way you're talking about going about doing it, if his numbers moved. But if his numbers stay the way they are right now, as low as that, he's the lowest polling president in the history of the United States of America. If his numbers stay the way they are now, they already have the confidence of the people to impeach him. Now, the reason why it would be hard to impeach him, and this is one of those things that Rich says, it's hard to tell if he's stupid or if he's a genius, right? Is because the way he phrases things at the end of some of the stuff he says, especially knowing that the Supreme Court has given him pretty much total immunity to do a lot of stuff. He will often make statements that can come back and he can use to protect him later on during a trial. Like, well, I'm not really sure about that. You know, I don't know. Or maybe, or I had a feeling. I felt that. I just felt that maybe this was going. I felt that we had to do something. I felt we had to strike because they were an imminent danger. He's been making those phrases. He's been saying those phrases. Not only has he been saying those phrases, but he's also been saying, and he's been playing in our face with this shit. I can do whatever I want. He's been saying it.
Yeah.
So you got him. So just taking that, right? And we looking at, you know, the next 2 years and how to kind of level set and correct some of this. You will still have to have those investigations because there are people that is willing to talk to let you know that they did not have what they the right stuff to even go to war, and to be able to point that out and use that to actually correct, because you're going to have to correct the war situation to get that under wrap if it's not ended by that time. And you're going to actually have the investigations and have to in place the checks and balances, because on the backside, there are other issues with the voting that they are attacking, especially with the mail-in ballots, that you have to try to, it's so much juggling at the same time that has to be done.
You're 100% right. And how long is that going to take? We're not going to hear about this until whatever the next president's term is.
So
right? We're just not going to hear about it.
No, well, no, wait a minute. Stan the man has given out a lot of intellectual reasoning, and he's not wrong. Here's the problem. You've had your two biggest protest marches in U.S. history in the last couple of years because of Donald Trump. You had two people killed by ICE. Now you had them trying to take away or limit mail-in voting, violating the U.S. Constitution. Now, those are kind of hardcore straight facts, not subjective. Then you have all his other behaviors and things that he said that can be subjective. The Democratic Party doesn't care about what happens in 28. If they take that house back, I'm willing to bet, I don't know, $2 right now with you or anyone on this thing. Right now, I'm telling you, they will try to impeach him within 90 days. And by impeaching him,
stupid
they're going
idea.
to try to so they're going to try to destroy. So he's trying to create his legacy and brand his name on everything he touches. The Democratic Party, in my personal opinion, will try to brand him as being impeached as many times as possible to put that part of his legacy as well. Let's stop that.
But it's a stupid idea because they didn't win. They lost every time they tried to do it.
Okay.
But Lee.
So Brooks, let me throw this at you just to get your opinion and tell me what you think. So let's play devil's advocate. Right now, his numbers are in the dumps, right? And the Democrats, they get the House and then they go towards impeachment. Do you think that the Republicans will throw him under the bus so they can get J.D. Vance to become the president when he's impeached?
I don't think they can get
to try to move him forward for the 28.
If they try to impeach him, that gives J.D. Vance the best possibility to become president, which is a dumbass idea.
Absolutely, but it's a better option. Trump can't run again, so they have to set something up in order to have a better shot.
He's already had 2 terms.
He's talking about running again.
Yeah, but he can't.
I know, but he's talking about it. How
You're right. Because he trolls the media. Wait. He trolls the media, right? The best part about Trump, and I'll give him damn good credit for this, he has people on the ledge, and anything he says that you're going to just react to the whole time. He's done it. He did it in his first term. He's doing it in his second term in a different way. And every single time the Democrats react to it, and then what happens? He controls the 24-hour news cycle. It's stupid, and they fall for it every time.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, look at what's going on now, and what's actually going on behind the scenes. J.D. Vance is not in the rooms when they're dealing with Iran right now. He's been out the way and not a fan of it, and showing that he's not a fan of it. So. I'm just saying,
chilling in Ohio, where I'm from. Yep.
In political fashion,
Shoes
in
on.
political fashion, if they shoot for that, they can allow the Democrats to do that and throw him under the bus so they can have JD Vance
Then you
take
get
over.
wait for
and
it, and then
push.
you get the 8th U.S. president from Ohio. Then you
You
get
know
the
what?
8th
Hey,
U.S.
You
president.
know what, Mr. Brooks? You
Yes,
say
sir.
that Trump trolls the media. You're right. Stan the man talking about how they're kind of protecting JD so he can have plausible deniability. You're right as well. I think both of you are right on this.
I can't rule JD out, especially since he already went and had a private meeting with crap. The name he did it earlier. He did it last year. He was supposed to fly somewhere else, and then he stopped. President Trump was suing a company, a media company, and JD Vance stopped and had a meeting with the owner of the company. Which company was that? Was it New York Times?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to look it
think
up.
so.
Hold on.
It could have been Washington Post. It could have been the Wall Street Journal. I mean,
Yeah, it was one of those, right? A prominent owner, right? He stopped. He had a meeting with that owner, right, while President Trump was still doing his thing, and then after that, he began to get tucked away a little bit. So, I don't trust none of them fools. But we got to get. Go ahead.
That's
So
what I'm
when
saying. It's
it
a poor strategy by the Democratic Party because if they
Well-
do that, they
Mhm.
guarantee a Republican win again because they're too stupid not to realize their own mistake the first and second time. And
Brooks,
American people are like simple. They're simple, man. They're like, oh, come on, guys.
So,
You tried this
but-
before, it failed. You tried this again, it
Okay,
failed.
so let's be honest about something, right? When you bankrupt your farmers, when you increase gas prices, when you make regular groceries almost unattainable, when energy bills start going through the roof, when you make it impossible to have affordable health care, when you make it almost next to impossible to maintain a job, to have a job, firing over 600,000 black women, when you make the economy so bad and so stifled that you have nothing else, the people that are trying to run for you, do you know we've not seen this many people switch, these many different areas switch over to blue representatives in a long time, and I mean fast. The American people we might be forgetful, we might be simple, but and even I say that we're stupid, but we there's a point of stupid that we can't get past, and we're there, unfortunately. That's why no president in the history of the United States has polled this low for this long. Not one.
It sounds like if you're an NBA team and you've lost the first 2 games, you should just quit the series. That's how you sound, Brooks. Go out and try to win game 3. And that's exactly what you're going to do. That's what you have to do. Not sit back and let this guy just continue to take this country further and further into the depths. You go after him a third time.
You have
You're
the same
unsuccessful.
strategy.
You go
You can't
after
do
him
the
a
same
fourth time.
thing again and then expect a win.
Yeah,
But you
that's
absolutely
how it
can.
happens.
You can't
That's
do the
how the
same
series
thing
gets to 2-1.
Like they say, when you get it don't matter how many times you knock down it.
Get back up.
You get back up. You keep
But
fighting.
this is
It's
not
like-
Chumbawamba. You know, like seriously, this is like
No, it's not. It's high stakes.
like
It's
do
high
the
stakes.
same thing and expect to win. You've
Yeah,
lost
and
2
I expect to
times
win. If I'm
doing the
down 2-0
same thing.
in game 3, I expect to win.
Yeah, and by the way, Brooks, you're in
Oh,
America.
like, okay. I cannot wait to have this conversation with this panel when and if that happens. I will be like, I told you, like stupid idiots,
Hey,
not you
hey,
guys,
hold on, wait a minute.
but like,
Hey, wait, I have a
we're gonna be
question.
like, why? Like, it's
Hold on,
dumb,
wait,
it's
wait.
stupid.
Hold on, Mr.
You got to
Brooks.
do something different.
Mr. Brooks, I have a question. If the Democrats win in November, just in the House, because I don't think they can get the Senate. If they win in the House, in November, will it be because they cheated, or will it be because they just won?
I think I would say they just won, but then they're gonna try to impeach Trump a third time and then just still lose. Brilliant, fucking brilliant.
So
like idiots.
So
don't do
this
the same thing.
this is how I look at it. I don't think they should go after Trump to impeach him to give red meat to his base. I believe that they should go after holding his administration to accountability and spend that time in exposing how they kind of got over the people and use that energy to allow some of his base to be more willing to come over. Because I think once you kind of put that out there for them, they kind of get blind to like what's really going on when you can spend a lot more time exposing a lot of the corruption, the good old boy club, the billion, like the Epstein class, and showing all those different ties, and that how they actually flooded the swamp and not drained it.
With that being said, we've got to pop off of here. I'm not going to do a round the horn tonight, but what I will do is I'm posting the link in the chat. What happens afterwards, usually, generally speaking, is we hang out for a little while longer. We talk a little more shop. It's just a bit more freer since we're not going to be online, right? So people, and it's not recorded or anything of that nature. So if you want to hang out with us backstage, hit the link. You don't necessarily have to talk, but you can be privy. Do not. Well, I can't nobody record because I'm the only person that could do that. So there will be no recordings, but it's just open conversation, right? And it's a bit of a different conversation. So
send me the link.
Say again.
Send me a link, sir, please.
Just stay on. You ain't got to hop off. Just stay on. Just stay on.
Oh, okay.
Now, don't let the smooth taste fool you. We are a bit more refined on this platform.
Look, get your pinky out. Get your pinky out, dog.
Hey, when we go backstage, we start, like right now we're drinking.
Like Bell Big DeVoe back in the day.
Yeah, but backstage, we taking shots of Jose Cuervo. It's raw. It's raw. So don't get your feelings hurt.
Yeah.
I love it. Let's go.
All right. So with that being said, go ahead, Stan. What you about to say?
No. Hey, it's been a pleasure chatting with you all. I'm a drop man, and I definitely. Is this every Wednesday, 9 o'clock?
Every Wednesday,
9 o'clock Central.
9 p.m. East. 8 o'clock
East.
Central.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be on time next time.
All right, I got you. I'll tag you a little sooner.
Okay, cool. Appreciate y'all.
All right. So with that being said, everybody, I absolutely appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. I posted the link in the chat. If you want to hop on. If not, we'll see you all next Wednesday. Thank y'all for coming out. God bless and good night.
All right, big guys.
Good night.